To scale your business safely. Yeah. First thing is to enjoy your margins are high enough to make a decent profit per sale. That's really important, because otherwise you start falling into the trap of thinking we'll increase it, we'll make up any shortfall with volume of sales. And you know, I could show you the maths at some point. I'm going to put together a spreadsheet to go out with the book, which is coming out at the end of the month or beginning of next month. But we've seen it before where on a 35% gross margin, if you decrease your selling price by just 2%, you have to increase your volume of sales by 11%. Well, that's not trivial, because not only have you got to do the work, especially if you're in a service industry, like I class the trades as a service industry because you're actually doing work. You're not just selling a product, you know, in a box or something. So that's not a trivial thing. Not only have you got to do that work, but you've got to sell it. Or if you imagine if you've got to say a 50% conversion rate on sales, that means you've got to get to increase by 10%, you've got to increase by 20% the number of leads you get. You know, you've got to get, sorry, for every job you get, you've got to get twice as many leads because you've only got 50% conversion rate. So everything just scales up and it becomes unmanageable. Yeah? So the first thing is ensure your margins are high enough to make you a decent profit per sale. Don't go down this road of thinking, oh yeah, we can increase it with volume. Or we can make up for it with increased volume. Second thing is watch your overheads and fixed costs, because they can get out of control quite easily. So I know a lot of places, for instance, especially probably not so much builders in the trades necessarily, although that might come into it. You know, but certainly in businesses where they have an office, say advertising agencies, a classic one Dan Kennedy always uses, they'll pay through the nose to have an expensive exclusive address with all the expensive fucking chrome furniture and the glass walls and the glass tables. They will really go out of their way to try and impress clients. And that is a massive overhead. You know, those people, all that stuff has to be paid for whether or not you're making any sales. It's the same with your builders and stuff. You know, if it's great to get a new expensive van and get a nice fleet of vans and all this nice kit, but if you're paying for those, if you're not paid cash flow, if you're paying for those by some kind of finance, that has to be paid whether you're working or not. Mm-hmm. So always, watch your fixed costs. Your variable costs, not so bad, because although you do need to watch them, you only incur those costs once you've made a sale. There are the costs attached with making the sale, but also delivering the service on the spot. So first thing is, ensure your margins are high enough to make you a decent profit per sale. Also watch your overheads and fixed costs. And the third thing, which actually feeds into the second, is automate, delegate, or outsource whenever you can. Virtually everything, because here's the thing with most guys in the trades, and we've seen this time and time again. In fact, one guy even joined us with the express intention of fixing one thing, and that was not spending so much time at work on the phone, so he could take days off, weekends off, and be with his wife and 2 kids, and the third one, it was on the way. So what he wanted to do, he was making plenty of money and stuff. That wasn't his problem. His problem was time. Well, the way he did that was automating, delegating, and outsourcing. Because the problem is, you see, most guys who are in the trades, they maybe got 1 or 2 guys working for them. Maybe they're sole traders. They're quite small. It does happen with bigger firms too, but they either set up on their own, or they leave employment and set up on their own, or they just kind of end up there because maybe the firm they're working for or with has gone bust, and they're doing everything themselves. So they are doing the work as well. They are invoicing, taking sales calls, making sales visits, doing quotes, ordering stationery, and it soon adds up. And most of this stuff is stuff they really shouldn't be doing. In fact, I would say most guys in the trades, if they want the kind of business which is going to make them an enormous profit, they need to be getting off the tools as quickly as possible, which is why we call it off the tools. Mm-hmm. But that's predicated on them becoming a proper business owner, not a craftsman or a tradesman. Automating, delegating, or outsourcing is fucking scary for most people. But what you don't realise is that even if the person you're delegating or outsourcing to is only doing 80% as good a job as you do, 80% done is better than 100% not done, you know?
Yeah. It's only scary because you're worried they're going to fuck it up, and it's a loss of control.
Which they will. Sometimes.
Yeah, they will fuck it up. I don't think there's ever been an employee that's never made a fuck up in their life. I'm pretty sure every single person, even if they run their own company, has fucked up within their own company before. I know I sure have. I'm pretty sure you fucking have.
Oh,
I've been there for some of it. But you just got to get over it. But it really is a decision that you need to make if you want to be a business owner. You have to be prepared for all of this shit, and rather than get your nicks in the twist when all of this shit inevitably comes your way, you go, yeah, I expected this, so I was prepared. Here's what we're going to do instead. It's why we talk about systems, processes. It's why we got Holly on board ourselves.
Well, it's why we've got the fucking tradesman accelerator model.
Yeah,
that's a process. That's a system.
Yeah.
That's designed to take the heavy lifting from most of this stuff, so you don't have to think about it too much.